I just went on the followed the link.
Onto YouTube?
Hmm.
But you found it on our messenger chat.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's get going here. I'm excited for what's been going on. Do you guys want to share? Have you guys had good weeks? I guess it's only a week. Have you had a good week? It seems like a long time ago the conference was, doesn't it?
It does.
It does. It does to me. So who wants to share what's happened this week? Anything that you've had happen that's good?
I've had a unbelievable week. Crazy.
Okay, would you share?
I have, I mean, nonstop. You know, none of what you had us do before conference was so valuable. To go ahead and kind of had that schedule prepared and ready to go. And, you know, I had all of that and I was so grateful. But, oh my goodness, I mean, it's just been phenomenal. I've already sold 7 kits.
Good for you.
I
You
have
got me beat, girl.
2 appointments today, and I think one of the most exciting things for me is I've got so much dead wood in my distributors, you know, well, I shouldn't say dead wood, but you know, people that just have not been moving. And so I think this is going to be a great thing for them. So I already have that. That's what I was pushing back and forth because I'm texting with trying to get her appointment set up to train her today. But she's a friend I've had for years and years and years that needs this business, but she has just been very unsure about sharing with people. She lives in a small town, and wow, she's excited. So we've already signed up 2 under her.
Oh, awesome.
I
So
think this is the best thing in 25 years for new people. This is the best.
that's awesome. So I want everybody to remember, anybody that you sign up, like, so she signed up some people already, and that was probably in July. But now she has this whole month of August to get her 3 or 6 or 9 or whatever. So anybody that you sign up now this week, next week, they have the whole month of August and September for so they get the advantage of that first month. Okay? You're looking at me kind of funny, Ellen.
The one we sign up in July, it carries over into August, right?
For all of the new people.
Yes.
Yes. Anybody that's new. I mean, members and distributors, those don't count. They get the benefit of it, but they can now share with others as well. So, yeah. Cool. That's
you know, I won't bring this up in this group, but I have some unique issues because of having people that have died. And I was just thinking this morning, I've got a couple of people that are purchasing the kit, and their original sponsor
is dead. You need to call Shackley.
And I've told Shackley, but they still show up. So I don't know. I need to get with Kathy Keaton, I guess.
Yeah. We should be able, I mean, it's ridiculous that we would have to get a death certificate to share that somebody's died.
Right.
It's not our place to get death certificates from people.
That's right.
And if they don't have family members that are still in, I've got a lot of dead people on my rosters after 40 years. That sounds morbid. I shouldn't be recording that.
But I was thinking this morning, where would that money go?
Well, it should go to you because you're the one that did the work and they're gone. So, yeah. So you're right. Reach out to Kathy Keating because there has to be a solution for that.
Right.
And then you can share whatever she responds back. So,
okay.
But congratulations. Good job. Did you make any calls to the people that you had on the dates or
yeah.
Is this okay?
Yeah, that was good. That was really what helped so much because I already had people's names on my calendars. And so, yeah, it's been sloppy literally, my head's been spinning. I could have probably sold 5 more if I could have just gotten to the people.
I
But
know.
yeah, and that I went down that list and I tried very hard to stay with what you said and not choose and pick and choose.
It's so, isn't it hard?
Yeah.
Even as long as you've been in Shaklee, it's still hard to just, and that's why and then when you come to that and it's hard, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, dial. I
Oh, I
have
didn't
used
know.
that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 so many times this week, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So those of you who are not at convention, did we talk about that last week? Sandy? Yeah, we did. Okay. And I think that you have to hear it more often because, you know, I have to be honest, when I listen to Mel Robbins, it's like, yeah, I know this. I've heard this before, you know, but until you have a hesitation and you use that, the next time you start having a hesitation, it pops up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm on. So anything else good what you want to share for the week? Ellen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, the only thing I did want to ask you, when you were talking about YouTube just a minute ago, I just was blessed this morning to receive a recording of Eli Bremer's story.
I have that posted in our group that's on Facebook as well, or on YouTube.
Okay, so have you uploaded it to YouTube?
Yeah.
I would
You guys
love.
want me, and I've got Roger's talk too, and I don't remember if I put that up yet or not.
Well, last night when we were on, you know, they pulled a lot of them down because there were some copyrights on music in the background that they cannot use. So they have Jody Steig had a lot that he was going to share, but they pulled all those. And so last night, and Sandy, for you and the others that didn't get to go, don't miss the Zoom recordings that they have done since Monday night. Has everybody seen those? They are amazing.
Since
And so-
99, what do you mean?
I'm sorry.
Since 99, what do you mean?
I said since Monday. I'm sorry, since Monday.
Oh, yeah. Last night there was
The
another
last
good
4
one.
days.
Yeah. So,
And lots of information. So they last night, the new Julie, the new social media girl, she said that she is working on Bill Firth and Rogers, the introductions and stuff, to get the music out so that we can legally share it. And that
awesome.
she said she should have that soon. But I was just I'd like to learn how to do the YouTube, to upload a video. But today,
Well, if you guys want to learn how to do that, it's simple and I'll teach it, but we'll do that on another time, okay?
that's good.
I'll make a note. It's very simple. If you do videos, it's very simple. And yes, I would like to teach you that because when you understand how to YouTube and how to market YouTube, as long as you're doing videos, you might as well do them. You might as well use them, right? Okay, I'll make a note of that. Okay, Sharon, what's going on with you this week?
Well, I thought I was gung-ho. So I thought I was going to call some people, and I did. And to get kicked in the teeth sort of puts you back a couple steps.
All right, Cher, let's go through this because I'm sure you're not probably the only person that's had that. But the fact that you take it personally, we need to go through this, okay? So give me an example.
Well, I thought I'd be able to call my leaders and say, hey, this is the new thing that's happening, you know.
So your leaders meaning the sales leaders?
Yes.
Okay. Can I be frank with you with Frank?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. They're deadbeats. They are deadbeats. Their mindset is not on the same page. They just don't see the vision like it was. And all I kept hearing was, well, that's the States. This is Canada. This is different. Da, 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 da. And
Well, but don't you have it in Canada?
we do, but right now Herblax is on back order. We only have
And so our strawberry shakes are on back order too. People aren't getting all of it.
Ours is totally different than yours. Yours comes in a box. Ours only has the Herblax and the alfalfa. Herblax and DTX, sorry, Herblax and DTX. And then you're supposed to do that for the 7 days and then the strip and shake. So ours isn't like yours. I feel they're missing out on the alfalfa and the DI.
Okay. Tasha Starr did amazing in Canada with whatever's available up there. She was in her group, and she wasn't able to do anything until I think it was 3 days before convention. 3 days before, 3 days before convention, or maybe it was a week and 3 days. But what they did in Canada in such a short period of time was, because it's all in mindset.
It is. It honestly is.
I want to say this to you, Sharon, and we've discussed this before. Your downline sales leaders do not have the respect for you yet. And
I don't think they'll ever will.
But stop that thinking, okay? And the reason that I say that, Sharon, is because you are a very dynamic, loving, fun person.
Mm-hmm.
You got to prove yourself to them, though. That's what it comes to. They've done it already. So now you have to do it. You get the sales leaders you were looking for.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
You cannot. The hardest lesson to learn in this business, and anybody who's got sales leaders, you know this is true. You cannot build their business for them. You can talk to them. Can't tell you how many times I've been spit in the face through these years. It's part of the deal. It's part of the deal.
It's just my first one. So I remember my mom always saying, you're going to get kicked in the teeth a couple times before you see the success. So that was my first one. So it was like, oh, that hurt. You know what I mean?
But who can allow it to hurt?
Me.
Okay. Do you like to hurt?
No.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
Yeah. You're right.
Go after the people in your personal group, Sharon, and the people that are on your list. Start making those phone calls. Okay? Because, I mean, I know you reached out to them before, and I know that you had big hopes for it.
I think that's it. I have big dreams and hopes for them, but they don't see it within themselves. So it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move on.
Yes. So who on here has been able to build somebody else's business that's lasted?
I am a terrible example of that. Yes. I've tried to fix. And somebody said to me one day that something that helped Sharon, is we cannot want it more than they want it for themselves. We can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves.
Right.
And I have done too much of that. So stop it.
Right.
We've got to.
Mike, what's been your experience with that?
Yeah, I know what it's like. We had some people that were there working, and it just kind of fell apart, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yes. And Linda's had it. And if Kim was on here, poor Kim. I mean, she loved this girl so much. That's my daughter. Some of you may not have met her. She loved the gal who was she worked with her husband, and then she got to know, she knew the wife well, and so she loved her really a lot. And I saw some immediately I saw some integrity things, but I kept my mouth shut. And then when I saw some more, I pointed them out to Kimberly. But she so was excited and wanted this girl to be so successful, and she got health results and then there was some major kick in the teeth that happened. I mean, when I think back on when you want it so bad for somebody They never grow. And some of the stuff that happened through that, and it wasn't until, I mean, she reverted and that hurt her. Like everybody that's been hurt when you've had a reversion, you feel, you take it personally. And then when she finally took off and went to Tara and started trying to get some of her people to come, that's when she finally saw the integrity thing. But she's not done the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 yet. She has not jumped back on. So Sharon, I don't want to see you go through that. Those sales leaders are the sales leaders, and they've got their own personalities and their own way of doing the business. And if they've got negativity filled up to here, you can't get rid of it. They're the only ones that can get rid of that.
All right. But when I came back, my neighbor, she asked me for the youth kit. So I gave her the youth kit, and she used to work for 2 skincare lines. So she wanted to try the youth. I said, sure, no problem. So I went over her house on Tuesday, about 9, because they have little kids. And we sat and we talked. And let me tell you, the relationship I gained from her, I know more of her. I found out she was in USANA. I found out she was in Herbalife. So she is aware of network marketing and she knows how it works. In the meantime, the husband went online, and they're Korean, and saw the Korean opportunity video. I didn't ask them to do it. They did it. And while I was there, they sat and watched the opportunity video in Korean. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is faster than I thought. And then I gave her the kit. I didn't want to do too much. And I followed up. Follow up is the key. So 2 days after, I text her and I said, how's it going? She says, Sharon, I love the products, but I'm wondering why my skin is dry today. And then she texts me back. She goes, I forgot to do my regime. So yeah, so the husband was asking questions on if they can build a business in Korea, because his mom and family are still there while they're up here. And she has a sister, and her parents is a pharmaceutical. They are in the pharmaceutical field, so they're looking at the business as well. So the Prove It Challenge is the perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
And then the neighbor beside her is an esthetician, and she wants to try my youth as well.
Okay, so you're running with youth yet?
Well, youth and Prove It.
Okay, cool.
Because I get in the door with the youth, and then I share that with them, the Prove It Challenge.
And how they can get everything paid for. Awesome. Cool beans. So have you called the people that have been on your list other than because you had all kinds of names and you had them on a, so how many did you get through in order?
In order? Well, I've left messages and I have messaged them. I haven't gotten any response because a lot of them are on holidays.
Okay.
As well. So I just put a star beside the ones that I left messages and continued.
Okay. Sharon, I want you to look at you being a brand spanking new person, and you just have the benefit of getting some overrides.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So
yes.
So I'm thinking, okay, I need 3 directors. That's
your long term. That's your long term.
That's my long term. But with the Prove It and how that challenge works, they say to break off 2.
Yeah.
So that's the chart.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So just keep finding people to start on it and tell them the whole story, and it happens.
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay, cool beans. Linda, what'd you do since last week? You recovered first.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't go without sleep. I don't do well.
I can't either.
I've shared the program, the details from it as simply as I could to 8 people in person. one is very interested, but she wants to watch me and how I do on it. I've messaged 4, and I need to follow up on them because 2 of them didn't get back to me, and I'm waiting for responses. So that might turn into a phone call. And then I had one phone call to somebody, and they're very interested in it. The thing I realized is the in-persons are very time consuming compared to messaging, but they're more personal, and they can get the nuances in your expression, your enthusiasm, your excitement. And I actually prefer it for people I know. But
Can I ask a question on that part there?
yeah.
So you make an appointment, you go to their home or to a coffee shop?
No, I just stopped at the farm and we sat under a tree at a table and we talked.
So would you consider doing Zooms with them?
I wouldn't need to because they're so close.
Oh, because they're also close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, these people are right down the road from where I keep my horse.
Okay.
Like, let's see, 4 of them were.
Okay.
And so I was able to get a lot done in one time. And of course, we didn't just talk about that, but, some of them put up their hand like, you're offering them a vampire ceremony or something. And,
Like what?
People, they have network marketing sometimes just brings up the defense mechanisms in people.
Okay, so tell me how that comes out, that it's network marketing.
Oh, they know I'm a Shackley distributor.
Oh, okay.
Because they know me.
Okay. And so what is your approach?
Actually, I stopped at the farm, her farm, just to talk to her. And her mom came out and she's like, "Oh, you're back from your convention. How was it?" And she's like, I need a break. Let's go sit down here and talk about it.
Okay.
So she was the one that actually asked me to talk about it.
Okay. So
I was very excited. So I just explained the Prove It challenge and the benefits from that. And she was like, "Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really generous. And that's, sounds neat and stuff." And I told her, I said, quite honestly, I've been resisting the cleanse myself. But I am going to do it this time. And so that person I know will lead me to other people. Mm-hmm. So it's all about relationship building.
So with that person that said, "Oh, it sounds good," and blah, 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 and you said you're going to do it, have you said to any of your people that you know well, "Hey, do you want to run with me? Do you want to do this with me?" In other words, that's the best way to get somebody doing it or sharing it is to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I asked that, and I know we're starting a nationwide one next week, I started it on Monday. And I didn't get on this morning, but yesterday I'd lost 8 pounds already. And it's not even just about the pounds. It's about what it's done for the clarity of the brain. It's what it's done for, it's weird, my energy level, even though I'm hardly eating. It seems like I'm hardly eating because all I'm eating is fruit and vegetables. So it's energy, but the other thing is the sleeping. I'm not snoring, I don't think, Linda, because I'm sleeping really good. She was my roommate. And she even had earplugs. So, okay. But you feel good about where you're at?
I am, because I discovered some things. I realized how hard I am on myself for when I don't achieve things, because we had that goal of 4 people a day. Okay.
To call.
Okay. To call. And even that turned out to be a lot when I got into some conversations with people. And so then, of course, all the boogeymen appear in my mind, and I had to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I thought, okay, you know what? You don't always get through a lesson plan in the amount of time with the kids when you taught, and you had to delay it and put it to the next day. Why can't you give yourself permission to do that too?
And you know, we're so used to thinking that if we talk to somebody the first time, they should jump in. What I've learned from my group of friends, and this I have such a hard time believing because that's not been me, 7 times. Connections 7 times.
And that's, I've always gone that way. It's always been about relationship building. It might take 2 years. And it has taken 2 years sometimes.
I don't mean to talk about Shackley, but 7 connections about Shackley.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Because yes, you have to have that relationship before you're going to talk about Shackley in the first place. You
Right.
have to build that. I don't care if it's online or in person. I want to applaud you though, Linda, that you did do 8 in-persons. That's huge. And you did 4 messages on top of that. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. When I thought about it, I'm like, okay, that's over 1,000% more than what I've been doing. So why are you beating yourself up for not achieving the 4-day? So,
you're awesome. You have to keep telling yourself that. And you are an achiever, but don't hit yourself up over the fact that you did that much in 1 week. Who else did 8 in-person meetings this week? Ellen, did you do 8 in-person meetings this week with the new stuff?
No, I bet I did most of mine on Zoom. I did actually sit down with about 3, but most of them Zoom.
Yeah. So Linda.
Yes,
pat
Linda,
yourself on the back.
congratulations.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Take a deep breath, let it out and say, yes, I'm great.
Yes,
Tell us
I'm
that.
Great.
You are great.
Then I have a question. I have some distributors who have no intention of sharing or building, but they love ordering. They want the free shipping.
Okay. I'm going to record this again. With a distributor, the loyalty points will be banked, and then in January, when everybody can start using their loyalty points, distributors can use those loyalty points for shipping. Where a member will get free shipping for a $100, $150 order, and then they'll get loyalty points that they can start using in January for free product. So when you do the numbers, if you have a customer that's using $200 a month, say, and they're up to that 15% loyalty, which will start in January is when they can start getting 15% banked, they're going to get $30 a month of free product. Well, your shipping isn't $30 a month on a $200 order. So for a member, because they're assuming that all distributors are getting bonuses. So if you get $30 a month, now you have to look at what kind of products they use. If it's somebody that's using a whole lot more than Vitalizer, you know, or if they're using all the greens, I call them the greens, the old stuff that you got the auto ship discounts on. Because with some people, I can see that it's better for them to stay as distributors and get that auto ship discount on all their stuff. Is that clear? Or is that muddy the water?
I need to ask a question about that. It's my understanding that to get the loyalty points, you must be on auto ship, and it
Yes.
must be for X amount of dollars. I can't remember how many dollars it was.
It's all the orders have to be $100 or more
Okay, $100 or more
on auto ship
and
before the
consecutive, before the 15th of the month, and consecutive months, or it falls apart and they go back to step 1, which
Yes.
I find very confusing for customers and a hassle for people who don't want to build. So
It's not because that's common in a lot of companies, Linda.
Okay, I just want to get my people free shipping right now
Hey, Nina,
because they don't want to build.
isn't it just for distributors that they have to have it in by the 15th, but members can have it?
Everybody that gets those loyalty points have to have it in by the 15th.
They said on the Zoom that that was for distributors, that the distributors had to have theirs in by the 15th, but that members could put it in any time of the month and still qualify for the loyalty. So maybe that's something we need to clear up with the company.
Well, then that is not the way they explained it, because in Taiwan, people had to have their auto ship orders in by the 10th.
Okay, that's what Heather Chastain said.
Yes, yes.
So,
That's interesting.
yeah.
Does that
'Cause
start
that
in
was pretty
August?
clear.
Does
What?
that start in August, PJ, that we have to have them in by the 15th?
That's
That's-
something that needs to be clarified, because
That's for distributors and above.
Does it start this month or in January?
Starts this month. Right. And then also, like with the deadwood, how to get those out. I had called Shackley several months ago about that because I had the same problem. People had died and they were still on the books and you can't get their death certificates. And somebody from field support told me that all we have to do is we have to list their ID number and their full name that we have, and send it into Shackley and a list, and just say, these people have passed away. Can you please remove them from my list? And they will.
okay, that's new then. That's awesome.
Send the email to field support.
Well, not an email. They wanted either a fax or a hard copy. I'm sorry if I said email.
Okay. Okay. Is that clarified? It's not. I will definitely find the answer on that this week, because that was my understanding to get the orders in, so people weren't waiting until the end of the month to finish their month. So I will definitely have an answer for that, because that's not what we were told at conference, and they went over that a couple of times. So, okay, Sandy, share with us what's been going on with you.
Okay. I did not follow my list like I had it on the calendar, and I did not do my 4 or 5 a day, but my good news is I did make an appointment with my daughter and her husband. I did the presentation, the full presentation with them, and they said no. But they said they would order the alfalfa next month, and asked my son, and he said no. My coworker rescheduled for Friday, and I'll do her presentation tonight before work. And
So when you
I
say the
texted.
Sandy, when you say the presentation, are you talking about Shackley's new Prove It Challenge presentation?
That's what I did. But tonight I'm going to do a shorter one because we're doing it at work. So I'm just going to show her the Prove It Challenge itself.
Okay, cool.
And
And
then,
to be honest with you, I think that we get further if we don't do a presentation. That you talk from your heart.
okay.
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 And just say that you're super excited and you're looking for people to run with you.
Okay.
Um,
And I did text 5 people yesterday before the end of the day, and 2 of them have responded for they'd like to get together later. So
Awesome.
I'm not being too hard on myself. I'm still going.
hey, excuse me one sec. What?
Almost. I just want to touch up a little bit on there.
I did.
I know.
I changed
I
it.
want to change some wording.
Oh, I just got it fixed. Okay, sorry. Today's the day to get our thank you letters out, and she wants to change what I fixed. Okay, sorry about that, Sandy. I am very proud of you. I'm very.
Oh, and I have my husband's Prove It pack, and we're supposed to start the cleanse next week, I believe. I have to verify with him when he's starting.
Awesome. Because you guys in the past, you know what I love about the cleanse? Who's done the cleanse here? Okay. So what I love about that cleanse is how it changes your whole focus on food. How you end up, now Mike, you guys eat almost spotless all the time anyway, so you may not notice it as much, but what you will notice is your brain. If you have any brain fog, to me that's a big one. If there's any brain fog, and I don't know, as soon as you go back and do your supplements, your energy level is just like through the roof. But through this, your brain fog is gone. People have said to me, what in the world is in this stuff? So that's exciting. So, okay. Go ahead, Sandy.
When I did the cleanse, I found out that I have issues with wheat and dairy, because when I added them back in, I had my bursitis came back and my arthritis in my thumb came back almost immediately. So I watch what I eat now, and I do try to add more vegetables, which I confess I have a hard time doing.
So what have you guys done to help you with the vegetable thing? That was always my issue, but I found, what have you guys done?
I did.
The sweet potato hash.
Yes. And cauliflower. I did the cauliflower with lemon pepper seasoning. My husband really liked that.
I would encourage, I have done the, what I did the other night is I just took a sweet potato and a regular potato and I chopped them up in little pieces. And then I, brushed them with avocado oil, because avocados are allowed, so you can use the avocado oil. And then I, threw some seasoning on there. And then I sauteed mushrooms and kale together. And that was an amazing meal. It didn't sound really good, but I baked the other ones in my convection. And then I did that combination. Another thing that I've done, I made a dressing, and I love this. I absolutely love it. I just took an avocado and a half a lemon, squeezed it out, and some garlic salt, and a little bit of vinaigrette. Threw that all in a blender, and talk about a wonderful dressing if you want to use it for dipping. But I like it on a coleslaw mix, or even on a salad mix. Get the organic salad mix and then throw some tomatoes on there and cucumbers, and then put that dressing on it. You feel like you're being treated. So I'm a believer in it now. Can you tell? Okay.
And if you, we all are so crazy about our smoothies in the morning. I mean, it's not going to be the same, but you still can make a great veggie smoothie and fruits, with pineapple. You can add the things that are legal. You can really make a good smoothie. And, the avocado gives that creaminess. So, and it's quick. You can throw a lot of stuff because, I think one of the keys is flooding your body with those veggies. And it's just hard to eat a ton of veggies, but you can throw handfuls of spinach in the blender if you can get it tasty enough to get it in. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. The veggies are the harder part. There's no question. So, okay, Mike, I'm sorry. I said I have brain clarity. You haven't shared with us yet, have you?
No.
Okay, thank you. I am clearer than I thought. I was questioning it there for a minute. Go ahead. What's happened with you? What's going on? Are you guys excited about the Prove It?
Yeah. We actually put together a list of our distributors, and only our distributors right now, and about 3/4 of them are regular customers. So we're planning on calling out them and talking to them about the Prove It Challenge.
Okay.
The only other thing is we were trying to figure out what's a good way to just bring it up and talk to them without, getting too salesy type thing or whatever. And we were watching one of the Shackley not recordings, but live things from last night about what the recap and everything else. And he had some people on there, and there was a woman on there. I don't remember, her name was Lynn, I think. And she put into the chat what she says to people that works real well. And I was just wanted to read it to you and see what you think about it.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, it's she basically says the challenge comes with the very best product pack we have, guaranteed to give you more energy, better focus, and help you feel better. It comes with a free cleanse, which is an awesome jumpstart towards your goals. And my favorite part is that if you know someone who might want to do the cleanse or who wants to feel better, you get a $25 thank you bonus. If you happen to know a few people like this, it's real easy to roll up the distributor, and you can get $150 for every 3 people you share it with that sign up in the same month. And that's it.
The only part that I would leave out is the roll up to distributor. Just say we can help you so you can make the 150, you know, because as soon as people hear that, sometimes it's like, well, what's required of me then?
Yeah.
So leave that part out, that, you know, and we can help you get so you make the extra 150. We'll explain more of that down the road. It always starts with them doing it and having a couple of people run with them. So the benefit that if you get anybody started, because everybody has to do the prove it before they can make on the prove it. Does that make sense? So the distributors have to all buy a prove it challenge, even though they got the stuff on the shelf. That's right. You're talking to distributors. No, you're talking about if you talk to, that was for people outside that aren't distributors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I would leave the distributor part off. Because we discussed that during our thing. Just say that we've got a way that if you decide you want to for an extra $29.95, you don't get into the details, and we can talk about that more. Yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. That you can make the $150 and then your stuff is paid for. So it's so easy for people, I don't remember who said it, to put up their hackles and say, I don't want to get involved. Linda said that. I don't want to get involved in one of those things. You know, I'll just sit back and watch you. So when you start using the Shackley terms, the distributor term, that right away makes them, fears them out as far as people. Make it as casual as possible. So, yeah. But the rest of it's good. The rest of that script came from our group. So that's great.
Nana, I've got to go. I have an appointment, but I was just going to remind you, I know it's been such a crazy, busy week, but everybody, I just get a letter, and I don't know how everybody's going to be doing it, but we've got to let all of our people know that August 31st is the deadline for them to purchase, you know, any distributors, sales leaders, members in our group.
That is very true. That's the deadline for them to purchase it at this price, but they can, I still think to put out a mass letter is salesy.
No, I'm talking about to my distributors and sales leaders.
Oh, your distributors. Okay.
Yeah, to let them know, because a lot of people are just, they don't watch any of the Zooms and they don't watch anything. Yeah. And that is a deadline for them to get a kit. Right.
I did put on my thank you letters, I did put a paragraph about, I'm really excited about something new that's out, and I shared it in there.
That's good. I don't do those. I need to do those.
Oh,
okay, guys.
Okay.
Blessings. Have a great week, everybody.
You too. Okay, PJ, you haven't shared yet. Is there, I'm sorry, Mike, is there anything else that you wanted to share with us?
No.
Okay, you go and get those people called, because when we try to do it by ourselves, it's always harder. When we got other people involved, it's always more fun, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. PJ, there you are, down there.
Okay, thank you, Nina. It was challenging not going to the convention to figure out everything that's going on, because it wasn't all live streamed. And so I was getting information from a lot of different sources to try to piece it all together. And I'd write a document, I kept changing it, thinking, oh, well, what's really going on here? And so
Because you're such a detail person, PJ, it makes it even harder.
I know, but see, I don't want to tell people something that's not right too. You know, I don't want to get their hopes up for something and let them down. I think that's the basis of where that comes from. I don't want to give them misinformation. So anyway, I did share with a handful of new people, and I have a meeting set up tomorrow in my home, and I have some people who are supposed to come, several people in my downline, and 3 of them said they're going to definitely sign up into the program, and one of them already has. She's a distributor, but she's in Gatlinburg this week. So, and then I had another one who that I talked to, went to visit a relative. She got really excited about it, and I hadn't seen her for years. She said, I'm going to get a kit. She says, I'm already in Shackley. So anyway, I encouraged her, but you know, she's going to get it from another group, of course. Oh. And then I have a lady who came to me. She has a hard time losing weight. She says, I know you helped somebody lose like 55, 60 pounds in 6 months. I said, yeah, that's right. You know, it was as a health coach. And she said, I need some help. And so I was telling her about the Prove It plan, and she wants more information. We didn't have a lot of time to talk then. So I don't have a fast start here, but I'm started. And
no, but you're started. That's the main thing. And yeah. I'm going to caution you.
Go ahead.
I'm going to caution you on sending a bunch of information to people, because right. I remember back in the day when Roland said this, and there's so much truth to it. People who ask for information is a way of putting it off.
Mm-hmm.
So if you send people a bunch of information, did you have a conversation face-to-face with her or over the phone, or what was your conversation?
This Libby, I haven't sent her any information yet. We just had a conversation. She doesn't have any information. Huh?
On the phone?
Personally.
Personally. Okay.
Yeah, we work for the same ministry, and we were very busy that day, but we did have time to connect before we got busy.
So can you share with me how your conversation went?
Well, she, you know, I asked her how she'd been. I hadn't seen her for a few weeks, and we ended up on the same shift with this ministry, and she says, I need prayer, PJ. She said, I have way too much going on in my life. And I said, well, what are you doing? And she was telling me, and I said, well, Libby, you're a very talented person, and a person that loves to decorate and loves to cook and loves events. You know, I could see where it'd be real easy for you to get very overcommitted. And I gave her a hug, and I told her I would be praying for her, so she could, you know, decide what really was most important to do. And then she says, and I really need to get this weight off. She says, I got in 100,000 steps this last year. And she said, and look at me. She says, I gained a pound. She said, what's that all about? And I said, I know it can be really frustrating. Exercise isn't the only thing, though. She says, I know. And she said, and I told her, I said, Libby, I could help you. Shackley has a wonderful program out there that could really jumpstart your weight loss if you're interested in finding out more about it. And she said, what is it? And I said, well, they have a new program. They put their very best stuff together in this awesome program, and they start with this cleanse, and the cleanse itself has been proven to help people lose weight, gain mental clarity, sleep better. And I knew she had trouble sleeping. And she said, hey, I need that. And she said, we got to talk. And I said, okay, I'll be in touch with you. And she said, okay. And then we got busy.
Okay.
So that was it.
So to get back with her again, I would ask her for an in-face or a Zoom. So you're face-to-face, so you can read. You can read that person. What I thought of immediately when you were sharing is just say, you know, something that came to me is that they did this study, and with resistance training, they never let them leave until they had one of the shakes. They had people who just exercised. They had people who just did the shakes. Isn't that what the second one was? Just the shakes. And then the third one was people who did the resistance, and within an hour afterwards, they did the shake. And the weight loss, I snapped a picture of it, and I can look up what it was.
Was it like no exercise, exercise only, and exercise plus the shake? Was that what that was? And see, I can't find that chart. I wanted to find that chart somewhere to share with her, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who exactly presented it, and I don't know where to find that.
Well, and you don't even have to present it. I can send it to you, but if you, but that was, it was a minus 13 pounds. What was the period of the thing? 12 weeks? And that was one shake a day after they left exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this Prove It challenge is so huge. And a lot of people that were in our pilot,
Mm-hmm.
they made a lot of the pilot about weight loss. And I said, we have to be careful because this is about building overall health. If we make it about weight loss, it's going to be like the last time that everybody did the weight loss. They lose the weight. It's dieters, and dieters don't stick. It's about building health.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll find that slide, but
Okay.
it was, who did that? I'll find it and I'll get it to you though. Okay.
Okay. It might have been in the science symposium. I don't know who spoke there. And then also I set up the personal website with the Prove It website as my second website. And I have a question about that. I love it because when you bring it up on your phone, it's like, there's your picture and then Prove It challenge, click here, whatever. I love it because it's just right there. If they decide to do it, boom, they can do it.
Yep.
My question is, and maybe Mike knows this or somebody else who's been, Linda or somebody who's been contacting their downline. When I have that personal website for just the Prove It challenge, is that geared only for new members, or can I send that link to people who are already in my downline, or will they come in as a new member? I mean,
no, you want people that, they can look at it, but you don't want them to order from there, because if they order from there, it has to be a new member. Okay. You want people who are members already to put their ID number in. It shows that the kit is $250, I think, or $269.
mm-hmm.
I think it's whatever. And then as soon as they put it in their cart this month, it'll come back down. It'll show a discount and it'll come down to.
So just go to Shackley.com.
Yeah, they can. There isn't it's clean. It's fresh. What's on there.
Mm-hmm.
But there isn't a lot of information, correct?
There's a lot of information on the personal website about the Prove It challenge. It's solely dedicated to that.
No, I know. I have it.
Yeah. But I just didn't know if you could sign up, if older people could order from that, or if it was just new people. So it sounds like it's just new people, right?
Yes. They can go there and you can sign in. I think, yeah, you can sign in there and they'll sign right into their own website then.
Okay. So
they need to sign in to get the benefit, correct? You don't want them to order it right there because it'll make them a new member again.
Right. Yeah.
Where it says accept the challenge.
Uh-huh. And, I found so many good things from so many places. I've got, there's on Shackley's main website, when you go to events.shackley.com, over on the right-hand side, there's a distributor video. But then when you go there to copy it and share it with the distributor, all those things disappear.
So to go there and share it with the distributor doesn't make sense. What you need to do is tell them to go where they need to go to share it.
Okay.
Because and distributors, just tell them to log in and it's over on the right-hand side.
Okay. And then Bob Ferguson had an amazing 3-minute video on your Freedom Project that was he just put up about the Shackley difference. And I thought that was really cool. And so anyway, I liked what Mike said about the script. That's kind of good to get things in a nutshell. I always need to be able to get things in a nutshell. I am going to the Shackley Convention next year. I'm
Yes.
excited about this. Today's my day to get rolling and to really be calling people.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to come right out and say, to be completely honest with you, I'm going to share with you here what the what that website looks like.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have access to all those pictures already.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very super simple. There's a couple of different testimonials. There's no videos on here. Okay. You have to decide if this is worth it to you, because the chances of people coming to your website and accepting the challenge, unless you've already talked to them, is pretty minimal. And I like to still get their information and put it in myself in case there's a problem. You never know if there's going to be a problem. And
I found a video on there, like when it says prove it, live it, share it. And I'm not sure if it's at the bottom where it says share it or whatever. It has a video about it. So it's kind of embedded though, because you have to go to one of the other links to get to it.
So accept it.
Oh, okay, like at the bottom, where right there.
Learn more.
Learn more. Click on that and see if that shows a video.
The site is down, so it
Oh,
doesn't show it. It says site's down. But the other thing is that same video is in Shackley TV.
mm-hmm.
So if you like that video, then go and share that. I'm just personally, do you want to spend the extra money? You know,
how are you sharing?
I'm sharing from my mouth and from Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using some of the things that Shackley has to offer. I have learned from all these other people, you're not going to get people just to run to your website and buy. That's not the way it works. This is relationship. So just like with, hang on, let's just look at our main website and see quickly what's on our main website. If we go to, see, I don't even remember my name, isn't that sad? So if we go to, where do you go? Shop? Okay. So let's just go on here and see what it says when you do prove it. How much information? So it's all on here. It's on your main website. So you can send them the link to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's all here and more. So that's just a savings idea. And all you have to do is send them this. Copy and paste this into wherever you want to share with them. Now it shows $248 on here, but when you can tell them it's $159 special for the first time. Okay?
Nina, I have a question. When you send them a link from your personal website, can they go back to
this
another?
Is not from my website.
That's
from my back office.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's not from Shackley.com. That's the one you have set up for everybody, your personal website for everybody else to go to. Okay.
So let me just do this and see what pops up for you guys. Copy this. Stop share. Let me go into the chat and let me paste this in here and see what happens. Okay. If you click on that, where does it bring you?
She's going there. I'm afraid I'll lose my Zoom.
Anybody else? Where does it bring you?
I'll try it.
Nina brings me
Mine's
right
working,
to your
and it
Prove
seems
It
to be
challenge.
going there, but it's working on it. My computer's slow.
Goes right to your Prove It to order the Prove It challenge.
Okay. And if you scroll down, Sharon, it has all that information on it, right? So
Right.
you can see why you don't really need to buy that extra website.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
They may not like me to say that, but I do know that several of these people I've talked to, their websites are free. So with other companies. So don't buy an extra one.
Okay.
You don't need it, okay? Because it's all there. Okay? The chances of, unless you're doing online marketing, like people that do Google Words and all that kind of stuff, they should have that website. That's different. So, all right, you guys, we're way past time. I got to get my thank yous out this morning. So,
Thank you, Nina. You're
any
always
other questions from anybody? Oh, good. Have an awesome week. Let's see how many we can.
What's their homework?
What's your homework? Your next step is to go down and see your next people.
Yes.
Okay. And if you guys, if you run into challenges, put it in that message box in the messenger, because that's what that's for. Is if you've got a challenge, put it in there. I'm halfway thinking about, doing it in I don't like Messenger for if you have a bunch of stuff going on. I like the one where, like a regular group page, because it's easier to see and go through.
Yes.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Just leave it where it's at. Okay. So this week, I want everybody to at least get in. Did everybody get in 5? I want everybody to at least get in 5 calls. No, that's not fair. 5 meetings. You've got 5 calls a day. 5 get-togethers, okay? At least.
Okay.
Or Linda, you're on a roll, so keep your 8 number up. Because that's how you're going to, if you're serious about making it to Costa Rica, you've got to do it. If you're serious about creating an income, you've got to do it. It's that consistent effort. It's not jump on and run like nuts and then quit and wait for 6 months, and then jump on and run like nuts and then wait for 6 months. It's this consistent efforts. And in reality, if you make that your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, I'm going to make 5 calls today. How long does it take to make those 5 calls? It doesn't. So, okay. Have an awesome week.
You
Thank
Bye, everybody.